Hello. Alrighty. I don't know if anyone is watching already because my chat update thing, that widget I got here has been a bit laggy lately, but I don't care because I can also just draw and stream to nobody. Doesn't matter as long as I'm making art. And of course, probably someone is watching this on YouTube after the replay. So, hello into the future if that's the case. Thanks for coming in. I have been working on my Curious Cabins series again after a really long while. Some of you may remember the ones with the caravan I made. This one here, that was actually the last officially published or officially released Curious Cabins artwork I made, and my initial goal was always to make at least 69 of them. Yes, crazy goal, but that's how it is. And I decided to make some new ones because I have more time, or I have the time and the inspiration to work on these lately, and I thought I collected enough ideas in my sketchbook. So the first one I made was this one here, which is inspired by a part of the Louvre in Paris. And as you can see, I changed a couple of details there, made it a little different. And then I made this house here with the big speaker, which was actually a concept I had turned into an illustration many years ago. I believe maybe 8 to 10 years ago or so, into a vector illustration, and it looked quite different. I couldn't find the original anymore, which is a bit annoying because I would have loved to make some kind of comparison. But I still have this idea, or I remember that I had this idea, and I thought it would be nice to make it, to turn it into a drawing or a part of the Curious Cabin series in my current art style. So this was the third one, the second one, and I made this castle here, which was commissioned by a collector of mine who already owns lots of, or collected lots of Curious Cabins, and this was a price, like the commission was a price for collecting a certain golden caravan one. And the commission was to draw the family estate with a special touch with it, which is this result. And we have this one here, which I actually finished in the morning today, which is a house with a really big library, but also a giant slide. So it's I don't know where this idea came from. Somehow, like, I wanted to make something that puts that shows the contrast between wisdom and knowledge, and also stupid fun. the infantile fun, I don't know. So this is the result. I'm not sure about the background color yet, to be honest. I think it's probably a bit strong, the blue. But I may change that later on. And well, this was the outlines for this one I've done quite a while ago, maybe 2 months or so ago. And I somehow, I don't know the reason, but somehow I didn't get into adding colors. Maybe I just couldn't come up with a good color palette right away, and I thought, let's just push it back and return to the whole thing later. I don't know, probably that. So here we are now, and yeah, I kind of want to complete these 5 before I turn to something else again, to have like a new little addition, a bunch of additions to the Curious Kevin series. And all that's missing is the colors here, which I want to do today on stream. And yeah, I don't have anything in mind here. This is basically inspired by Zinc Shack architecture. I don't know if you can say architecture, it's for style, it's more like a way, yeah, it's a way to create housing space, living spaces, I guess. But I don't know if you could call it like architecture style. Maybe I'll just call it that, because it is. The end is a style to use available materials to create spaces to live in. And I imagine this to be a radio, like a pirate radio station. As you see, this looks very like beachy, the ground on which the building stands. So probably a pirate radio station broadcast from a very small island in the, I don't know, somewhere in the Caribbean or so maybe, because there's banana plants visible. Yeah, that would make sense. If there's someone actually watching, let me know in the chat, please, because I'm not sure if my software works, to be honest. So I appreciate like any sign of life. If it's just a smiley, just send me a smiley emoji. Well, I'm going to start coming up with a palette here. So the Zinc Shack color is probably some metal. So I think the original is pretty much just silver gray. I don't know if that really matches the series, because most of the cabins, or all the cabins, are actually really colorful. So I don't know if that's a good match. But that would be kind of the original approach, and the question is if I want to stay realistic or not. But of course, I at least want to give a hint to the material, so it's recognizable. So I don't want to make this kind of, let's say, orange or so. I think that would work. But of course, there's rust involved, so I could go for some rusty reds mixed with some colder metalish colors. I think that would make sense. I want to quickly look up the original sketchbook page. I'm going to show it to you. So this is the original sketchbook page where I started scribbling and collecting some ideas for this illustration. And the Zinc Shack, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Is it zinc or think, or in German it's zinc, of course. But I'm not sure if it's zinc, maybe, I guess. And I think I got this prompt, like the Zinc Shack prompt, from someone when I asked on Instagram years ago, what kind of building should I make? And I think someone from, I'm not sure if it was South Africa. Someone wrote me that they had these shacks where they lived, and yeah, it was the prompt for it basically, and that was years ago. So I couldn't come up with the person who sent this idea to me, but yeah, I've had it in my list of ideas since, and here we are. Yo, Stefan and Stefan. Or do you say Stefan? Do you say Stefan, right? Your name always like sounds more French. How's it going, man? Hope you're having a good start to the week. Is it Monday? Yeah, it is Monday. I was just actually confused if it's Monday or whatever. Okay, so yeah, as you see here, the colors of the walls and everything is really. So this one here is, I think it's painted because the blue is not really the original color of the metal, right? But actually, we have like parts here that are painted differently, so that's maybe a good hint to make it look original. And of course, we have like lots of materials here that are not really metal, or not zinc. Like, I don't know, some wooden stuff, wooden pieces. Now that's interesting. Gotta find a way to make this, turn this into a cool, consistent palette. But I think wherever we have these parts here, I want to maybe go for this cold and warm metal versus rust contrast. For example, let's say Stefan. Okay, that's great. I'm not good with French, so everything I say in French always turns out to be pretty ridiculous, I guess, for anyone who is French. Oh, nice! You remade your website. That's cool. So did you do something fancy, or just just portfolio updates and a clean overhaul of your projects you're displaying? I should do that. I mean, everyone in our business basically always wants to update their portfolios. That's like the classic. Pretty sure if you ask 100 illustrators, artists, designers, hey, when did you last update your portfolio? I think like 90 of those 100 would say, damn, I wanted to do that for such a long time, but I just don't find the time. It's like a never-ending to do, I guess. Same for me. I also didn't update mine in a really long time. Oh, nice. I'd gladly have a look. So if you want to post a link in the chat, or just send me one somewhere on Instagram or so, I'd love to take a look. Of course, I guess I can just find it if I go to your profile as well. But if you want to share it, feel free. So business-wise, 2025 was really shit for me so far. I've had a couple of requests, but those that were not ridiculously low paid, or just, these kind of requests where you think like, now I can't do 50 illustrations for $1,000. So those which were actually legit, where I thought, okay, this could be interesting, they turned out to go with someone else, or they just didn't follow up at all. And of course, I'm tooting the same horn as many creatives at the moment, because everyone is a bit concerned about the industry. And yeah, so far it's not been really good, which is fine because I can work on my personal projects that I have neglected for a long time. But of course, you start wondering, like, when will it turn? When will the tides turn a little bit again? After very successful years, it's totally fine for me to slow down a bit. Actually, it's helping me as well for staying sane and healthy, because I work out more and all that. Yeah, I think sometime soon there's going to be a point where I should really update my portfolio and send it out in the world, because I didn't do that for at least, I don't know, 6 years or so. Yeah, it's so quiet, it's crazy. Everyone seems to be waiting for, I don't know, someone to aim better at the orange guy or so, I don't know. I'm sorry if the stream gets cut out. That was it. No, it seems like there is so much transition going on at the moment, and everyone seems to like be waiting, sitting there, holding tight, like, okay, let's see what the future will bring. But the thing is that if no one moves, nothing will happen, right? So it's, I also thought, like, when Dominic and I released our book earlier this year, that this was probably the worst time in the last years to release an art book. But I mean, whatever. What's the alternative? To just hold back and do nothing and wait it out? That's not my style, to be honest. Even though to a certain extent I do that at the moment, because I'm not actively approaching possible clients or old clients, for example. That's always a really good piece of advice, by the way, in my opinion. If you're looking for work, just ask clients you already worked with in the past, because that's the easiest calls you can make, because if you kind of are in on good terms, of course, if they hated you and had like some issues during the project, that's a different story. But apart from that, in my experience, they're usually really happy to hear from you, and even if they don't have any work at the moment, it's often that someone 3 months later calls you, says like, oh yeah, thanks for the reminder, we have something coming up soon or whatever. Hey Endorphins, good to see you in the chat. Yeah, it's I just saw when I started streaming that my last one was exactly, I think, almost to the day, but I think 25th of March was the last stream. So it's been 2 months, way too long. I didn't plan on streaming today, but I just had a kind of a good feeling in the morning, and I was working out and thinking, okay, what's the plan for today? What do we want to do? And I thought, okay, I'm going to color this illustration. Why don't I do it live? And here we are. I should do that more often, I know. Not only for you, but for me, because it's always, I always enjoy these sessions, but yeah, it is what it is. Oh, my mic sounds bad. Let me check. But you can understand me? So this microphone is actually the microphone from my PlayStation controller. So that might be a good explanation why it sounds weird. So I guess the microphone on my controller is not the best. And something is off with this microphone here. And all I can do is this. So how does that sound? Let me know. I don't know why it doesn't want to. Very quiet, okay. Hello, hello. Check. Let me know how this sounds and if it's any better. Because I only see my equalizer and it the volume looks good, but I'm not sure. Okay, too quiet. I can pull down the music a bit. I just really hate this tech stuff so much. At least if it's not working. Hey Sirius, how's it going? We're having some audio issues here. I don't know if you can actually understand me. But seems like my voice is actually reaching you again. Yeah, I just really want to plug and play, and you know, I have this microphone here, which is really really nice, and it's almost plug and play, but still I feel like the settings sometimes change, so you have to update or recalibrate stuff, and it sucks. I'm just pulling the music down a bit. Let me know if, I think the music is not that important anyway. Still sometimes think if I should just remove the music anyways, so you can just put on what you want to hear and hear my blah blah here on the stream, and I don't know. But then it's I feel like it's really kind of boring for those who don't want to add their own music. So back to the art. Oh, it's not great quality. Okay, then maybe it's not the. Hello, hello. No. Okay, you're not hearing the. I guess it's the PlayStation controller again. Yeah, I should remove it. Check. I don't know what's going on now. If I now got the microphone. Yeah, I can do this here. Blah. Yeah, I don't know. I just changed another setting. I don't know if this is the microphone because it's labeled correctly, but apparently it's not taking the correct input. I just gotta restart the computer, I guess. But I can't do that because the stream would end in this case. Okay, well. But I appreciate the feedback, of course. This can't be the controller now because I shut it off. So this is something else now. If this sounds bad, it could be. I think my monitor has a microphone as well. I'm not sure, or maybe I don't know, something that's plugged in, and maybe the camera. But the camera is definitely the camera microphone is definitely shut off. Yeah, right. It's kind of scary when I think about how the hidden mics are just all over my desk here. Not cool. Well. I'm not really into this off sky blue thing. I'm not sure if that's the right direction to go here. Maybe something more like this or so. Maybe it's because I have been working with blue all morning and now I need to see something else. Yeah, it's a bit tricky. Yeah, I want to do a new Curious Kevin's drop. I haven't done one in such a long time. Last one was actually the caravan thing, where I had these 800 or whatever, 700, 800 caravans. And that was, I think, January or February last year, if I'm not wrong, or is it? Maybe it's even longer. I'm not sure. But yeah, that was the last Curious Kevin's drop, and my plan was always to make at least, or not at least, but the series was supposed to have 69 caravans at some point. I'm glad I never announced when these would be released. So I was able to take a really long break from the series, I guess. But yeah, like I mentioned before, I don't have so much work this year so far, so business is very slow, and I finally can turn to a lot of personal projects I have lying around. So the Kevin's is one project. Of course, I'm still doing the playing cards, which I didn't expect to be so fast with. But that's also one positive side of not having so much work. Is that my playing card deck is really making good steps, and I think that I can finish it until fall maybe. So I want to put up a Kickstarter campaign again. Actually already made the campaign page, and I hope that, I mean, the preview page, so you can already sign up for updates there when it's live. And there's lots of work to do, but I hope maybe around September, October. Yeah, but this Curious Kevin's thing is really more for myself at this point. I don't expect anything much to happen in terms of sales, but it was always my plan to make or to complete the collection. And honestly, it's also going to mint these, but I didn't expect much to happen. It's actually just for myself, so I have the full collection together in one place. And then I want to, at some point, make a book as well. But that's maybe, I don't know, mid next year or so. Some of these already have been in my coloring book as well. But I just want to make an art book featuring the Curious Kevins, and maybe including a couple of tutorials or making off some like behind the scenes stuff. I think that would be a huge little book. Yeah, print job is something I wanted to do as well, but I was thinking to make some kind of gift box for collectors. So they would, when the book is out, they would get like a one-of-one print. But yeah, I don't know. It's tricky. I haven't printed any, or I haven't sold any of these in printed form so far. I even had a couple of requests from retailers who wanted to turn these into art books or a coloring book as well. So I had someone contacted me about a coloring book with all the Kevins, but I always rejected that because I want to keep all options on my side and decide whenever I want to really release these as limited prints or something. Yeah, but maybe that will be a part of the book campaign or so. I'm not sure yet. I'd also love to do an exhibition or something. I don't know, I even had the idea to maybe create models or so, like to pick 3 of my favorites and turn them into 3D printed models or any kind of toys or so. I know you have your experiences with that as well. So yeah, there's so much you can do. Exhibition would be cool. I never did that. So I have a bit of really like a big chunk of respect. I wouldn't even know where to start, like venues and where and how and all, but I think that's something that would be a cool fit for this collection as well. Yeah, no, I saw it. It looked so cool, man. It's I would have loved to come and say hi and look around and check out your stuff there. But unfortunately, um, something was in the way. I'm not sure. We were invited somewhere, and would have been so cool. But yeah, it was very inspiring, honestly, because when I saw what you were pulling up there, and I think you also shared a couple of insights into how and like some motivational stuff that this was always kind of one of your dreams that you just did it, and this is great. I mean, that's how shit works, you know. Just start, and yeah, I think I'd love to get into this kind of stuff because after my experience on the convention in Switzerland in February, which was my first real life representation, like as an artist, where I also sold my work. And I mean, of course, I've been to events and had a couple of talks or so, but not in a way that I had like a table and selling my stuff, introducing myself in this way. And it was so cool that I couldn't even imagine how cool it would be to actually make something like a show, a whole show just for or about my art. So, and this made me think that I wanted to do this like in real life stuff more often, not in any connection to the NFT scene, because that's pretty much quiet anyway. I don't want to say dead, but not really. There's not really much going on. And if I would like start an event or organize something in that area, I think there wouldn't be much resonance. Yeah. Maybe I have to squeeze your brain a bit sometime later for some, for some knowledge or for some learnings you made. Yeah, we'll see. Also, I think that Hamburg is a better place for this stuff compared to Münster. There is art exhibitions going on here, and there are some collectives who have shared spaces and everything, but it's always so I don't really resonate with the stuff these guys are doing so much. But of course, I should probably get into it more and check out what's available and what's going on. So I can't put them all like in one jar at the moment. But from what I've seen and from what I know, it's I don't know if my work is something that will find an audience here. You know, that's what I'm also concerned about. But I mean, Düsseldorf or Cologne are not too far away, so probably could do it there as well. I feel like this is something the whole AI discussions and topic is driving lots of people into as well in the next years. So I guess people will work on more in real life stuff and create more events and care more for the direct connection to artists. So that's my prediction anyway. So that there's going to happen some shift, you know, maybe some separation as well. Some people going in this direction, going like all digital, and some others trying to keep touch to the real life. Oh, Endorphins, I'm going to be at Polaris. That's cool, right? I got a table there. I got it confirmed a couple of weeks ago, and it's going to be my third appearance at such an event, because the one in Switzerland, Japan Impact, was my first, and then I'm going to be in Leipzig at Leipzig Art Days. I think it's very small, but Dominic is going there. I think he's been there for some years now, and he told me about it, and I was like, the table is very, very cheap, and the event will be quite small, I guess. But yeah, I mean, now I got the books here. I have like some boxes left, or we have some boxes left of our book, and I think that's also perfect for conventions, or to offer at conventions. And yeah, I want to try going to these events more. And yeah, Polaris will be one. I also applied to Max in Berlin, but I got a negative response there. Also, Dokomi. I mean, Dokomi is probably really wild, isn't it? Hasn't it been this weekend? I think just this weekend. I think it's a really crazy, huge event. I'm not even sure if it would be the best place for me to be at the moment. But I got rejected anyway, so yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're going to... yeah, the Millantor Gallery. I think Did you post about that? Or maybe I'm just mixing this up with the artwork that you made for Millantor Stadium once. You made like a stadium graphic or illustration once, right? I'm not sure if I'm mixing that up right now, but yeah, I would still, even if there's not much wisdom in you, I would still like to bug you. We will be in Hamburg on June 14. I'm not sure if I told you already. Maybe we can grab a coffee and have a chat then. Not necessarily about exhibiting, but could just be coffee. But we will be in the theater. We were going to see Ein Sommer in Niendorf by Heinz Strunk. Yeah, I would love to see her there. And the things that would be cool. I mean, I'm really, yeah, I think it's in October, right? I'm really trying to squeeze one more event in. So the Leipzig Art Days and Polaris are pretty close to each other, both in October, I think, or maybe late September, early October, something like that. I'd love to squeeze maybe one in either towards the end of the year, or maybe even something that's sooner, because I now have the whole equipment and I just want to use it, you know. I just want to go somewhere and just offer my stuff, see how it goes. If it's remotely as successful as at Japan Impact, then it's something I need to do more often, because it was financially was great, but also, like I said, the experience, people, actual human beings coming to my table, checking out my work for the first time and telling me that they liked it like that happening for 2 days straight. It was just so confirming, and so just such a positive takeaway. Yeah. Yeah, Jakob, I'm going to text you. We'll be coming that Saturday, 14th, around noon-ish, I think, maybe 2 p.m. or so. So I'll just send you a message before, and we can check out if you've got a minute for us. Maybe we can come by your studio. Would be nice. That's great. I appreciate that. Yeah, please send everyone my way. Yeah, it's really such a funny ecosystem, like such a funny bubble as well. The whole convention crowd. I think there's these artists who just do conventions all the time. They go to, I don't know, dozens of them a year, and I'm pretty sure they also make most of their income through conventions if they don't have like a huge Patreon or something. I could see some people make like a nice yearly income from that. And of course, in the US, there's lots going on, which is kind of out of reach for us here. But if I can establish myself in this bubble and go to, I don't know, 4 to 5 conventions a year or so, that would be really cool. I don't even know how you manage to be accepted at something like the Komi, for example, but I heard that lots of established convention goers were rejected this year. So it seems like there's no guarantee, even if you're in the scene, like a well-known part of the scene or so. I'm not sure how that all works. Yeah, the good old do this in your style times. Those times were great. You know what's funny? I remember getting one of your stickers, the very vertical one. I'm not sure what's on there again. And I put it somewhere. I think you sent me 3 stickers and 2 of each, and I had one that I put on a lamppost here. In our yard here, and it's still there. It's like for years I'm seeing it almost every day when I go past, when I like leave the yard here. It's really cool because unfortunately some are removed quickly, but this one, it just lives on and on. Jakob, yeah, I think your work would sell. The only thing is that I guess it's very different to what you see a lot on these conventions, which my work apparently is as well, because lots of people told me that my work wasn't like didn't fit like into the stuff many expected to see. And in my case, it was taken very positively, because it was like more like, oh, cool, this is a bit different. And your style is definitely far away from these expectations. So I think you'd have to try. I could see it work. I mean, your work is amazing, of course. So the quality is there. But the question is, of course, is it something people would still want to buy, or is it like too far away from what they're usually interested in? But you got a couple of prints, a couple of artworks that I could really see working super well, to be honest. But you just have to try it, I guess. It's I would say 50% of the artists there are more like into a fantasy concept art direction, and in my opinion is that there's a saturation thing going on. So there's many artists who are a bit similar in their subjects, not only in their styles, or not in their styles per se, but more like in the subjects they deal with in their artworks. And if there's like a fresh impression, like I imagine some, yeah, like your colors and your shapes and your characters and all, I think it would be quite the eye catcher between the the concept art fantasy artists. Not giving hate to any of these, of course, because I love the stuff lots of these people do, but it's there's a certain similarity going on. Yeah, I also have these artworks that do well as prints, and some others where I think they would look great on walls. People just are not really interested in hanging them on the walls, I guess, because it's gotta be living room compatible, you know. If you can match a certain vibe 90% of people are looking after, let's say, like more cozy, more sometimes, I don't mean this in a negative way, but something that hasn't like a too harsh message or isn't any kind of edgy usually works well, because most people just see this as decoration and not, you know, some hang up some movie posters or whatever. So pop cultural things are also a different kind of thing that can work. But if you just have your art there, yeah, like I say, abstract things, not too heavy. Yeah, that's really interesting. But it's a lot of trial and error as well. So the prints that sold best were the Japan Days landscape scenes, because it's just, you know, it's beautiful. It tells a story, but the story is not any kind of that doesn't have any kind of edge or so. It's eye pleasing, I guess. So yeah. Epsami, how's it going? Favorite artists you seek out at every convention is a Paleo artist from Leipzig. Didn't we have a chat about this artist before? I think it rings a bell. They have a Twitch stream as well. Yeah, I think I checked them out before, and it's really unique. I mean, that's interesting. That's an interesting point, because that direction, that artistic direction, is very. Oh, it's someone else. Okay, sorry. Yeah, you're right. It's there's lots of anime and manga work, and it's if you stand out a bit, it can definitely be a unique selling point. If you want, please share the artist's name, or if you have a link or something, I would love to take a look. But I see that you're into Paleo art a lot. Two of your favorite artists are working in that field. Yeah, with the artwork directions, it's always tricky, because sometimes I just want to do stuff that is more cyberpunky, more in terms of storytelling, a little bit more dark, for example. And whenever I start working on a piece in this direction, I know that I most likely won't be able to sell it as prints, and it's not holding me back from doing it, but it's definitely a thought I have. And yeah, it sometimes sucks a little bit because you are not only an artist. I am not only just an artist, but also a business person, and it's always a consideration between making sellable stuff or stuff that I just want to do at this point. And I'm always trying to find a balance. I mean, there's this and that, and I'm all right with just switching. But for example, let's say the playing card deck I'm doing now, I had a couple of ideas for more cyber futuristic cards, and every suit has an own topic. For example, the last one I did was food, and food is of course a very, very positive, very bright and funny topic. And I also had an idea to go more into a junk food direction, to kind of not show the ugly side of food, but tease a little or show stuff that's not like always super happy, but maybe someone who I don't know, who ate too much. And I don't know, I decided against it because I didn't want the whole deck to become any kind of dark or negative, because I want to sell it at some point. And yeah, in the end I then turned the video game suit, so the 13 cards that are the clubs, I turned them into a little bit of a techno cyber sci-fi direction. So that was all right then. Checking out the artist now. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's definitely nice and detailed, just the way I like it. Details are always welcome. That's such a cool niche to work in, to be honest. It's yeah, they were at the Leipziger Buchmesse as well, the manga area. So Dominic and I considered taking a stand there, but they were so expensive, the tables there. If you wasn't one of the few lucky chosen ones who got one of the artist alley things, these were pretty affordable, but the regular booths are like, 1,500 or so, and it was too expensive for us. And we didn't have the book ready back then, so it would have been stupid to come to a book fair telling everyone, hey, our book is ready next month. Yeah, Jakob, it's definitely part of the experiments, and the whole finding out what works thing is trying conventions with different audiences. So, for example, the one in Lausanne had a clear focus on Japanese culture. So it was all about Japanese music, arts, crafts. And I wasn't really sure. I mean, of course, I have my Japan-focused illustrations, but my work is definitely not manga or anime focused. I wasn't sure if this would really be enough to sell something there, but in the end it worked. But it could be that there is a convention that is very fantasy focused, for example, and people are just not into the kind of stuff I do or that you do, and but in the end you have to find it out on your own, I guess. And I'm pretty sure sometimes you'd be positively but also negatively surprised. You can't really predict this kind of stuff, in my opinion. If there's someone able to make a prediction, I'd love to know more. But from my experience and from what I heard from others, it's not random, but hard to tell up front. I'm not so sure about the colors here. It's very lots of orange and yellow now with the sand and on the ground and the wooden parts here in this area here. So it's all a little bit uni-colored now. Maybe it's more very bright sand. I think that improves the contrast a lot already. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can always try with your son, right? what he likes. So you can experiment. Yeah, I mean, games. I had this puzzle manufacturer, for example, who was selling my work as high quality puzzles. Unfortunately, they just have a bit of a problem getting supplies because they manufacture their puzzles in China, and the business is in the US. So, as we all know, that's a bit of a difficult story at the moment. But these puzzles were selling really well. So it's I was surprised that so many people were into buying puzzles with my stuff. I didn't expect that. And a memory game or something like that is, I can definitely see that. Oh, he wants to do his own memory, custom memory set. That's good though. I mean, that's great for a kid to have lots of own ideas. I'm gonna try something else here for the metal piece walls. Maybe for once, purple isn't the way to go here. Can't believe I said that. Yeah, the retail topic is. I mean, I've had my time with trying to get into retailers and shops. When I ran my Mate startup, and honestly, I don't want to go there again. It sucks. It's really annoying. It's a very weird, low margin, lots of trial and error and trying and calling and putzen. It's not satisfying at all. You know, with this cabin done, I think I'm 55. So my original plan to make was to make 69. So it's still 14 left. 69 is actually a really high number. I realized that now. So yeah, not sure what I got myself into. Maybe I need to do another call-up season. Maybe even just 5 call-ups or so. I don't know. I mean, that was really fun. I just can't promise any sales or anything anymore. I think as we have something Caribbean themed here, so at least that's where I located this radio, pirate radio thing on some island in the Caribbean. I think the palette is a little bit too cold. I want to change the temperature a bit. I'm still not 100% sold on the whole palette anyway, but I think it's moving somewhere. This direction is moving in. I have. I mean, maybe this is a bit too much. Maybe this makes it too busy. The whatever this is, more greenish blue. Maybe I need to find a replacement for that. But first, I'm going to just do a very quick trick. Changing it, like picking a warm orange and using the soft light blending mode. And also sometimes overlay or highlight as well, but soft light is often a great pick. And I'm going to use a clipping mask on that. And you see difference here very subtly. Red. This also pulls all the colors a bit closer together, which is helpful to create consistency within the palette and not have it all over the place. It's a great trick I use a lot. Right. This is too heavy as well, the contrast here.
tricky to bring it all together. Somehow I always pick the hard ones when I'm live streaming. But it's okay. It's a bit of back and forth. Okay, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. Maybe color inspiration is coming when I'm back. After I found a new music playlist to switch on. All right, see you in a minute. Yo. Interesting, because the palette, like these three here, is a combination that I like to use a lot, and it works for reasons. Yeah, because we have on the color circle, we have around 1/3 the circle of the circle of the circle that I'm using here, this area. So it's very consistent. And limited, and the colors are neighbors on the circle, so that means that they tend to work together in a very harmonious way, which they do. That's not the problem here, but I think it's too busy. And it's not giving me the right vibe, which is, of course, a very sophisticated description when something isn't working. It's just not vibing. So I'm just thinking if I should try something completely different here. By the way, if you're in Procreate, I'm not sure I think other apps have that as well, but you can sometimes pick up a gradient map and just try some things. Of course, these are looking weird. Sometimes it gives me cool inspiration for a possible colorway. For example, if we have this very monochrome orange brown palette, I'm thinking if I should use these brown tones instead of the red ones, if you compare. Quite the difference, of course. And I think that's something I want to maybe try to even limit the palette more, to make more use of this area here. Let's say something like that. Maybe not so muddy. Maybe that's something that could work. Could give the whole thing a warm vintage look or so.
Yeah, I think I like the direction better like this. The question is what to do with the containers. And of course the sandy ground.
Sorry. There's one of those Amazon delivery vans, and you know when they turn back and they beep. So that like as a acoustic warning. that one's beeping is seems to be broken, and it sounded like some very hurt duck or something, or I don't know, any large bird that has been severely injured. Oh, there it is again. Right, I think I'm going to move on to prepping dinner now. Maybe I'll just stream again tomorrow and finish this up. That would be a nice second part, I guess. Because this is, yeah, I think this has gone in the right direction and I'm pretty happy. I just think there is a bit of an imbalance between the upper and lower part. This upper part being very blue, purpley, and the lower part being very orange. So I might want to break that up a little bit by, yeah, maybe by picking up some of the blues and adding some here. I think that would probably even be enough. Maybe here. could do the trick, but I'm going to try that tomorrow. And then it's time for maybe some final grading and then the shadows. So yeah, let's see if I am motivated to stream again tomorrow, or maybe on Wednesday or so. But sometimes this week would be nice, I guess. And yeah, cool. So thanks for watching. Thanks for the chat before the silence. Silent drawing is also nice though. And appreciate you tuning in again, even after such a long time without me coming on. Always appreciate that. Thanks, Endorphins. Cool. So see you guys. Bye bye. Have a great rest of the day, rest of the Monday, and